BODDAMN. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my 3 biggest tips to getting bigger in the gym. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris with the BODDAMN channel. This channel is all about food, fitness, and how to live an active, healthy lifestyle. Hey, in this video, we're going to give you some really cool tips, bird's eye view. Now, these tips are basically, if you want to get bigger and you want to put more muscle on your body, then this is what I would do. Now, remember, I am 46 years old. I reside in Austin, Texas. 6 foot tall. I weigh about 205 pounds. So these are the stats. If you're like wondering when you look across the screen, you're like, I wonder what the stats are of that dude. That's basically what it is. I have about 3 decades of workout experience under my belt. And obviously I've had times in those 3 decades where I've been super duper lean, about 160 pounds, like super ripped. And then I've had times where I've been closer to 230 pounds, like jacked and stacked and just totally huge. So now I'm at 205. I think everybody finds their happy medium, but this video isn't really about that. This video is actually about the tips that I would give you on the other side. If you're trying to build more muscle, this is absolutely how I would do it, and this is how I did do it. Tip number 1 is you're going to want to get used to going heavy. Now, not all the time, but you definitely want to start getting used to going heavy on your workouts. And more specifically, you want to get comfortable with getting heavy on compound lifts, okay? So these are bench press, bent over barbell row, overhead press, squat, and deadlift. Like, these are important things to do, and it really sets the muscle, how do I say it? The bulk of the muscle just gets larger in that general area. Now, I wouldn't worry about things like flies or, one arm, pulls or anything like that, or, Bulgarian split squats or leg extension too much, because the goal, if you're getting bigger, is to put more mass on your body first, and then you carve that later. It's kind of like when someone builds a really fantastic Greek clay statue. They start with this giant thing that looks like a blob, and then they start to chisel it out. But like, if you started out with just a piece of clay that was so slender, it'd be hard to chisel out anything from there. So you don't want to do that. You do want to actually get bigger first, okay? That's going to be really important. But it's really fun to get big, It's not a bad thing. So the first thing I would do is definitely lift heavier and get used to lifting heavy, but not all the time. Now, when you're doing your workouts, obviously your heavier lifts are going to be towards the first 25% of your workouts. So that's where most of your energy and your focus will be. And then as you get towards the back end of your workouts, you're going to be looking at more burnout stuff and maybe accessory movements. That's fine. So tip number 1 is getting used to, lifting heavy and doing it under proper, control, which does imply do not ego lift. Like, it's not really good to ego lift. You will get hurt at some point and it'll set you back, and it's just not fun. So under control, lifting heavy. Tip number 2 is, yes, you're going to have to eat more. All right, to drive those heavy lifts, you're gonna have to have calories behind all that. You're gonna have to have a surplus. So, sometimes people go, are you implying to bulk? Not necessarily. I'm just implying that a majority of your calories need to be strategically placed right around those workout days, or right before the workouts, or the night before the workout, the big workouts. That's what I'm implying. So that's one of the easiest ways to get intense focus, great results in the gym, is to make sure that you have a proper amount of calories, and sometimes excess calories, so that way these compound lifts can just get the biggest bang for their buck. So you have to get used to eating more and eating smart, prioritizing protein, and don't be afraid of carbs, right? And pick your good fats, and you should be good to go. And while we're on the topic of diet and eating, do not snack a ton at nighttime. Like, that's a terrible thing to do. It's one of the easiest ways to put a layer of fat on your body that you would absolutely hate. Number 3 is pretty interesting. Number 3 is I would go really hard for 6 to 8 weeks on any workout plan, right? And then take a week off. And then go really hard for 6 to 8 weeks, take a week off, that kind of stuff. And when you take a week off, it can be much lighter weights, it can be body weight stuff, it could be like really chill kind of movements. Hell, it could even be 50% of the weight that you were using on your workout. It won't feel like a workout, but it's still a way to just completely let your central nervous system recuperate. But going hard for 6 to 8 weeks, taking a week off, going super hard again, that is one of the best things to do, and just keep that rotating and rotating and rotating, right? So that's important. Obviously, that implies having good workouts with progressive overload, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you do want to go hard for 6 or 8 weeks and then take a week off. And if you take the week off, you can take it totally off. You can go on a cruise, go on a vacation, whatever. But oftentimes people that are addicted to the gym like myself, we're going to go somewhere and then we're going to go, you know, to a gym and do light workouts and that kind of stuff, but we're going to kind of relax. So those are my top 3 tips. Honestly, I've been through this a million times, and if I had to get really big again, and if I look back at like how did I get the mass on my body, these are the three absolute ways that I did it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, put a comment down below, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.